It's been a tremendous turnout of local people this morning to show how strongly they feel about their local gardens here, Walkden Gardens. They're a real jewel in the crown for the local community and are in better condition now than they've ever been. And it seems to me that the council just disregard the importance of this and disregard the importance of the partnership that's grown up between the gardeners here and the Friends of Walkden Gardens. And it's very, very important that the council gets the message that they can't just take resources like this away without consultation, without sitting down with people and working out how things should be done.
It's called the Secret Garden, and until very recently very few people knew about them. And anybody who comes in can see, how lovely they are and how they've been improved over the last few years, because we've got a permanent gardener on site who works very hard. And the Friends group, of course, who support him and do a lot of work off their own initiatives.
I represent approximately 3,000 members who are employed by the local authority, and we're deeply disturbed by the amount of cuts that are being faced by the members of the grounds maintenance staff at the moment. This is Walkden Gardens, it's one of the areas that will be impacted by these decisions, and I'm happy to see that the number of people turned out here is a significant support for the gardeners by the Friends of Group and the community that we serve and the gardeners serve.
The Friends of Walkden Gardens was the very first Friends group that was set up in Trafford. They came to us saying that they were really upset at the state of their local park. And now look at it, it's amazing, and it's thanks to them and all the work that they've done, working with our head gardener and our gardeners in Trafford and our council staff, that we've achieved this award-winning status that we have here today in these gardens.
Over the last 10 years there's been tremendous progress here in Walkden Gardens. People will remember 10 years ago the condition of the gardens was really very poor. Today it's much, much better. It's a real joy to walk round, sit in the gardens, and that's come about because of a great partnership here between the gardeners and between the Friends of Walkden Gardens, and the council now are undermining that partnership by taking people away without even sitting down and talking about this to people and working out a way forward.
We have 5 cemeteries, 40 odd parks within the borough, possibly more if you count open green spaces. All these places are going to be under threat because the people who look after them and the people who have the expertise to look after them and have been trained to look after them, their jobs are disappearing. There'll be nobody there to take those roles on because there'll be nobody there with the expertise and qualifications to be able to achieve that level of maintenance that exists at the moment. 27 people out of a workforce of 136 is 20% cut. That's a 20% cut in frontline services. That is not good for anybody. It's not good for the people that are being made redundant, and also it's not good for the communities that they serve.
Everybody likes open spaces. I love open spaces. I like going for walks. I like to come into gardens like this, and it's a great place for young families to come so that the children have some freedom to roam. But also there's real beauty here, the flowers, the trees, there's real beauty. Somewhere, it's a little oasis, if you like, where people can go to relax. Of course, in a densely populated urban area, we really need to look after our parks and open spaces.
I live locally like the other councillors, and we go in this park and in Worthington Park as well, our 2 local parks. They'll both be affected by these cuts, and I'm and Jane Bohr are both directly involved with the Friends groups of those parks, so we know just what it'll mean to the Friends groups and to the wider public, because there's a very wide support and opposition to the council's proposals, because people do appreciate how the standards of the parks have improved over the last 10 years since the Friends groups got involved and since we had permanent gardeners on site. Any loss of that, I think, will be really a tragedy for the local community.
I pay tribute to the Friends of Walkden Gardens who've worked so well together and with the council gardeners over the years to make sure these gardens have been kept in really good shape, and it's a real shame. I think it's a great shame indeed that the council are seeking to withdraw from that partnership some of the expertise and the skills of the gardeners without even sitting down and talking.
The council have announced this proposal to cut out basically one layer of staff, and that includes the head gardeners, like the gardener here I think is affected. So something like 27 people are in danger of losing their job. And despite the council saying they're supervisors, really they're the people who mow the grass, do the actual work. And what we're frightened of in Walkden Gardens and in the other parks is if we lose our permanent gardeners and just have mobile teams who visit, then the standards will go down, the gardens will be more prone to vandalism because there will be no staff here during the daytime, And that would be a great pity, because over the last 5, 6, 7 years, the Friends and the gardeners have made this garden in particular and the other parks a very, very high standard. So any loss of those standards, I think, will be really detrimental and really opposed by local people.
What we're trying to do is make people aware. We want them to sign our petition protesting against these changes, and we will then present that to the Chief Executive of the Council, and I'm hoping that we'll get hundreds and hundreds of names on our petitions so that the Council and the people that are responsible for making these changes will understand how passionately we care about our parks. So please sign our petition. It's really important that everybody who cares about our parks makes their voice heard. We have petitions in our parks, petitions in local shops. We also have a petition online which people can sign. So if you have any problems accessing that petition, please call us and let us know, because we really want as many people to sign it as possible.
If you don't put the right kind of effort and attention into looking after the parks, then they wither away, the quality of the environment diminishes, and that's something that everybody would regret. And we've got something really to celebrate here in this part of Sale, which is the group of friends who've worked together, put voluntary time in looking after the gardens, but they do it in partnership with the professional gardeners. And what the council are proposing now would remove part of that partnership without even any consultation, and it's not acceptable. And what Jane Bohr and the local residents and the Friends of Walkden Gardens are making absolutely clear this morning is that they don't want the council to get away with it, and they want their views to be understood very clearly.